I started blogging because I thought I needed a web presence, and at the time I couldn't afford domain names and all that kind of bizzo. And I think a friend introduced me to blogging. So you'll find that my blog, The Carrot Joke, is kind of functions as more of a profile of my practice. Although it's just in one single page, I don't archive anything. So it's in chronological order, and I basically post things up, like exhibitions that I'm in, or solo shows that I'm doing, and then I can link it to galleries, link it to other people, link it to YouTube if I do performative works. I usually put my video pieces on my YouTube page, just with links. Just recently I've also started writing on my blog, and that's because I went to a workshop in Darwin to do with digital marketing, and one of the things I took back from that, besides joining Twitter, another thing to get distracted by, was Google Analytics. I was introduced to that program, which I find fantastic for my blog, because I can see who's making hits on The Carrot Joke, and the referring sites that they're coming from. Like there's some interesting ones that people are getting my address from that I'm linked to, like The Art Life, which is pretty Sydney centric, but I still managed to get lots of hits from that site, so that's fantastic. I used to rely a bit more on Australian organisations' profiles that I had on their websites, but I found that didn't really work very well. To a certain extent it did, having curators contact me through those sites, but I find now that I have my blog address on a business card, especially when I'm travelling, doing residencies in Asia particularly, I have more contact directly through my blog, or I leave my email address on my profile pages too. And I also, I link my blog to Facebook and Twitter, and I'm into a bit of social networking. So I find the blog just fits in perfectly with that kind of thing. And yeah, it's basically, I have a blog to raise my profile, or to have my profile exposed in the bigger world outside the NT. I find that no one in the Northern Territory looks at my blog. I can see that on Google Analytics. It's mostly outside of here and internationally. So to have those facts makes it really exciting and keeps me going, because there isn't much as far as critical dialogue going on in Darwin with art practices. We rely on travelling out of here mostly and getting our name out of here, being a non-Indigenous artist. Yeah, so I think it's really easy to use. Blogs are fantastic, easy, simple. I've taught lots of people how to use them. I really like a lot of blogs. I have a long list of blogs that I go back to, and a lot of them are written material, journal type blogs, which I love. But I like the fact that it can be visually focused as well, and that's my main gig with the blog. One day I might get a website, but at the moment I kind of like the simplicity of the blog and being able to control everything. Yeah, so that's it.